the manner that Wilder was knocked out, what happens next in your
Probably
opinion?
retires, but look, that's up to him.
Yeah.
That ain't to you, me, Teddy Atlas. That's up to him. But he's been pretty honest about it. He said it on the stage the other night. You know, where he said, "Look, I'm very. If I don't win this fight, obviously retirement has to be a very serious thought." And you know, somebody said to me earlier. They said, "Isn't it sad?" I said, "What's sad?" I'm trying to understand. What's sad? And he said, "Well, you know, the retire." I said, "Do you know anybody who has a career that doesn't end at some point? Show them to me. I'd like to meet the guy. I'd like to figure it out how
It's
he
usually
did."
live by the sword, die by the
Yeah,
sword. Right?
but do you know anyone in whatever they do that there's not a window that finally closes on a career? Do you know anyone doing baseball, football, basketball? A doctor. I know a real good doctor, best hand surgeon in New York. Guess what? He just had to retire. He's 70 years old and he had to just retire. And he's a great doctor and he didn't want to retire. But it was time. It comes time for everyone. So rather than sad, I said to the guy that asked me this, I said, what would be sad is if he never made money, he never accomplished anything. He went through all that a fighter goes through, where they take all that risk to go in that dangerous place, that chamber of truth, and come out of there with less of themselves. If that happened and they weren't put in a position to better their family, that would be sad. But he's made a lot of money. He's accomplished a lot. He's been heavyweight champ of the world. He's been all over the world. He was very honest about it. He said, boxing's been good to me. And it has been. He's been good to boxing. That's not sad. That's where he had an opportunity. He made the most of it. He's fulfilled dreams. As I said, he's taken care of his family. What's sad about that? Like I said, everything comes to an end. What would be sad is if he got hurt. And I think he's smart enough to understand that he's at that place now in his career, in life, that he has to give serious contemplation about, is it time? And I'm sure that he'll realize that along with his family. Because from what I understand what he said, he's got 7 beautiful children. You know, he wants to be able to, obviously, he didn't do all this work, so he couldn't also be with them to enjoy it, right? So I don't see it as sad. I see it as something where you say, hey, congratulate him for having a great career. And for accomplishing things that many people try to accomplish, and quite often they don't. And again, the saddest thing for me is to see fighters, I've been in this business 50 years, to see fighters leave pieces of themselves in the ring and get nothing for it. Not be able to take care of their families the way that they wanted to. That's sad. But I don't see sadness. I see, again, that, you know, it's life, that everything comes to an end. And thank God he didn't get hurt.
In your opinion, did Wilder do anything wrong? Did he look good, or
Of course he did something wrong. He reached in with a right hand, got hit with a counter right hook. His technique has never been great. He's accomplished a lot with his heart and, you know, his power. His power has always been that great eraser, where he can make a lot of mistakes. We've seen him make mistakes behind in fights with Ortiz, and his power brought him back. We saw him behind in the first fight with Fury. He was behind, getting outboxed. But then his power salvaged the draw and kept him the title. You know, so he's always had a problem with the technique in that way. And look, the truth is the truth. It's not a knock on. It's just stating the truth. Otherwise, what worth would I have if I can't state what my 50 years of experience tells me to state? And tonight his technique betrayed him again. He reached in with the right hand, which is what he's always looking for. He fell into space a little bit, and he got countered with the most dangerous punch in southpaw control. Everyone thinks the most dangerous punch for a southpaw is the left hand. And we all thought it tonight with Zhang. And it is dangerous. It's the power punch. But for me, it's always the right hook. You know why? Orthodox fighters aren't used to seeing that punch come from that angle. You know, your peripheral doesn't pick it up. Yeah, you haven't seen it that much, and it's hard to pick up. And he reached in with right hand, he got countered. Give Zhang credit. He threw the right punch. He countered him with the right hook, and then he followed him. You know, obviously he twisted around, he followed him, which you're supposed to do. You follow the guy, right? You know, you don't stop till the referee makes you stop. He followed him, he caught him again, he finished him. But he did what he had to do, Zhang. There's 2 ways to fight a puncher. Fight him the way Fury did against Wilder their first fight. keep more balance, give him angles, use your leg. Zhang didn't have that option. He don't look like Twinkle Toes, does he? No. So you're not called Big Bang and then you got good legs. No,
Zhilei Twinkle Toes.
that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
So what's the other way you fight a puncher? You back him up. You keep more balance. The same basics. You keep more balance. You don't let him get set. He did the right thing. Him and Sean George, they did a good job. He backed him up behind the jab, kept him off balance, hurt him early on, while survived, and then of course he got the opportunity to catch him at the end because again Wilder reached in with a big right hand, no shot because he's always looking for the right hand. That's predictable, and you got to give Zhang credit. He knew that he'd be looking for the right hand. He reached in with the right hand. He caught him with the counter, and he closed the show.
All right, Teddy, I won't keep you up anymore. It's late. Thank you so much. It's always great chatting with you. Appreciate it, Teddy.
My pleasure.